the foundation defensively is a must for you guys. In the past few games, have you seen a slippage on the defensive end? And how, as a vet, would you say you guys have to correct it moving forward?
Yeah, I think for us, I think we've gotten complacent defensively. I think it's become so routine for us that we forget the simple things that we need to do, like being at the nail. Our stunt man needs to be there. I think we're so routine of how we play that we forget to do the little things. So it's just watching film and really watching what we do to be a great defensive team and getting back to it again.
And then offensively, you mentioned just trying to adjust with so many different bodies and looks that other teams are throwing at you. You finished with 28 and 11. Are you finding ways to diversify your game at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of fun for me to, really try out new things, being on the floor with different guys, and, being on the floor with two bigs is always fun too, to try to find a space and try to figure a way to make it work. Other than that, I mean, for me, it's just it's taking it game by game and just learning as I go. Because you got to still remember, I'm still new here too, so I'm still trying to, get used to the guys who I'm playing with. Having two new guys here as well too, and having our guards back in the lineup again from being injured. So just getting that camaraderie and that chemistry is something that we're working on.
Fedor, go ahead.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Hey, Andre.
Hey, Chris.
Now that you guys have lost 5 of your last 6 and you're going into this brutal West Coast road trip, how do you keep from getting dejected when you're not getting the results that you ultimately want?
Yeah, just staying the course is our main thing right now. Obviously, it's a long season. We're playing a lot of games. We have a lot of young guys on our team that are still getting acclimated to the game. We're not going to hang our head on the losses. We're taking them as learning experiences. And, we're still in the fight. We're still not too far out from being a playoff team. So we're going to continue to fight for that position and give it the best we got.
And then what do you think it's going to take to end this slide? Is it something schematically? Is it renewed effort? Is it something that you guys have to do collectively as a group? Like, what is it?
Yeah, I think it's getting back to the basics. Like I said earlier, I think we've gotten really complacent with how good our defense has been and started taking breaks from the simple things that we do defensively to make us a good team. So I think it's just getting back to those things that, we're good at, being there at the stunt, being there at the nail, talking, communicating, being all over the floor and being that aggressive team that we are. We'll get right back to where we were.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kelsey
Roos for The Athletic. Andre, in this coming stretch when there aren't, practice days available to you guys on end, how do you make those changes defensively and getting back to those basics? Like, is it just sort of a conversation between you guys? Is it something you have to look at on film or work through in practice?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's something we need to watch on film, as individuals and as a group. And obviously just drilling it again in practice just to get back to those fundamentals again to get us where we were earlier in the season when we were beating these good teams.
Can you do that sort of, with obviously the film part, but having to sort of do it on the run with so many games kind of back to back? Can you sort of make?
I don't see why we can't do it. We've done it before, so it's just really just getting that engine going again, just really watching those, not even watching the negative, but watching what we do really well to get that thought back in our head again that this is what we need to do to play as a great defensive team.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Marla, go ahead.
Marla Ridenhour, Akron Beacon Journal. Andre, I know these guys are so young. Can you help them during the game when this starts to slide, or is it?
Yeah. With that, I try my best to really not fill their head with too much. Obviously, again, they have so much to worry about. They're our main ball dominators too, so you don't want to fill their head up with too much things. But I try to give them little pointers every now and again. When I see something, I'll pull them aside and tell me, hey, try this a little bit different next time, or hey, be here, earlier. But I try not to hound them too much because they do have a lot on their plate right now. But it's more just getting that free time when we don't play, just to, watch those things with them and really teach them, where they need to be on the floor defensively.
Is it a little helpful at least that you know what you can do and you saw how good you can be? And so it's not like you have to try to show them something they've never done before. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think right now, it's not like we're fighting from behind. It's something that we're capable of doing and have done before. It's more just restarting that engine again and just showing them like, hey, this is what we did before to be good. Let's get back to this again.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chris, last one.
Dre, I know you weren't on the court at the point at the end of the third quarter when Milwaukee went away from you guys. How difficult was it to be pulled there and have to watch that? And what do you feel like didn't go well for you guys during that stretch?
Yeah, during that stretch where we brought it back within 6, and then, myself coming out of the game, I think it was tough for me to watch knowing that we had that momentum. But obviously the coach knows best. He knows what he was doing. So, I trust in what he does. But definitely watching it was hard to see just that effort that we put in as a unit,